These are the very best toys that you can buy for your 1-year-old for their first birthday or their first Christmas. Some of the things that I will be sharing in today's video are things that we bought for our own son when he turned 1, and there are a few things that I wish that we'd have bought that we're planning on buying now for our second son when he turns 1. So whether you're a first-time parent, second-time or third-time parent, hopefully there will be some new ideas in here for you. This is Finley's little kitchen. It actually sits here in our kitchen. Oh, breakfast. I'll just give you a little bit of an overview of it. So we got this actually for his first Christmas. He's a September baby, so he was just over 1-year-old when he got given this. And this one comes from Aldi. We got it really inexpensively, but there are lots of different options online and I will link some down below for you. I'll just go into a little bit of detail and show you the types of things that we got for him. So we have got some of the utensils that came with the kitchen here, and then I've just added some extra bits. So this pan and some of these utensils down here come from IKEA. They do really, really nice small kitchen things. Then some of the other things like these bowls and this little teapot here are from a local charity shop. I just picked this up from the cheap shop. This one as well is from B&M, this little sweeping brush. And then he's got some wooden food down here. This was given to him by his godmothers when he turned 1. These are from Melissa and Doug. Oh, that shouldn't be in there. A little fireman. I will link those for you down below as well. And then he's just got some little bits in here. These are some of the ones that you can chop up yourself with a little knife, which is a nice skill for them to learn. Somebody said to us when we got this kitchen for Finley, why were we getting him a kitchen at 1-year-old? Wasn't he a bit young? Because when they're 1, they don't really like to role play at making things in the kitchen. But Finley loved this because one of the things that he really loved to do at 1-year-old, and that most 1-year-olds love to do, is open and close doors. This is a brilliant idea because they can of course open and close the doors on their kitchen, put things into the cupboards, take things out of the cupboards. They're all really simple sounding things, but they're things that 1-year-olds love to do and actually developmentally are really good for them to do as well. And then obviously as they get older, they start to role play with it and make things with it, and that's what Finley does now. He's nearly 3 and he still plays with this kitchen every day. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen me talk about this before. It's our Montessori Learning Tower, and I absolutely love it. Again, this is something that we got for Finley at Christmas time, or in fact his grandparents got for him at Christmas time, just after he turned 1, but I was desperate for it, so we definitely could have used it before then. They're amazing because they allow your child to stand up at the work surface so that they can see what you're doing as you're cooking, which is brilliant. They stop you hanging around and clinging onto your leg, and it also means that of course they can help out and help prepare food for themselves and for the family. It's just really amazing. We do Play-Doh and other crafts up on the work surface as well. So this is what it looks like, and it's basically just got some steps and then they climb up onto here. The best part about it really is the fact that it's got a bar at the back, so it stops your child falling off, and that's something that I was always concerned about when we used a kitchen chair, which was what we often used to let Finley stand up at the work surface before. This one, I can never remember how to pronounce the name. It's an Italian brand. I'll put it up on the screen here. We actually bought ours straight from the seller on Amazon, but they do have a website as well and an Instagram page. I wanted to show you these things that are very ugly but wonderful, and I would really recommend, if you can get past the big plastic element, they're brilliant. So this is the Little Tikes car. You will have seen them before, everybody has them. I'm sure that you probably even had one when you were a child, but they are amazingly good value, really inexpensive, and they last so well. Similarly with this is the Scuttlebug. This was one of Finley's first birthday presents. Finley absolutely loves this bike. Again, it's something that he uses, both of these, practically every single day. This is really great because of course it can live outside as well, and it also folds up really small like this. Perfect for taking out in your car if you're going to the park or going on holiday. Another alternative to the Scuttlebug, and something that we don't actually have but something that I wish that we would have got and that we're definitely considering for Rupert, is the Smart Trike. It's very similar in that it's a tricycle, but the difference is that it's got a handle on the back so that you can easily push your child along, as opposed to the Scuttlebug where you definitely can't unless you want to bend down and push them along, and that really does hurt your back and arm after a little while. It's even got a little hood hood to protect them from the rain, and it's got straps as well so they can't fall out. And I think that it then converts into a proper tricycle for them to use when they're older. Again, I'll put a picture up on the screen and a link to those down below if you want to see more of what I'm talking about. Puzzles are another brilliant first birthday gift, and one that's not very expensive. They're good to ask family and friends for. This is the Melissa and Doug, I think it's called the Doors and Latches puzzle. And again, it's actually meant for older children. I think it's meant for 3+. So I probably shouldn't be recommending this to you, but we bought this for Finley for his first birthday, and it has been so well used. A little bit like with the kitchen, you don't actually have to use it for the purpose for which it's intended at first. And what Finley just liked to do when he was 1 is open and close the doors. And that really entertained him for ages. And then obviously as they get older, they can start using the board for what it's intended for. Obviously also great for talking about positioning above and below, next to, behind, underneath, and talking about numbers as well. So all of those things, positioning and numbers, are obviously great for maths. And then you've got colours as well and different animals inside, and you can count the animals too. So lots and lots of different learning opportunities, as well as the fine motor opportunities with opening and shutting. A puzzle that Finley got actually more recently, but this would have been perfect when he was 1, is this Melissa and Doug puzzle. It's a noisy one, and I did not buy it for him because I would say that most parents don't buy noisy toys for their children. This was bought by my dad, but honestly, it's amazing. He absolutely loves it. It is super annoying, but he gets a lot of joy out of it. So basically, you remove the pieces and then it sings a different part of the song. This is obviously the wheels on the bus, so I'll give you a little example.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
And then when you put it back in, the song stops and it has different parts.
The door on the bus goes open and shut.
This one actually came from TK Maxx, and I often see these in there, so it would be worth having a look if you want to get them for a slightly cheaper price, but you can get them on Amazon easily as well. Books are a brilliant idea for a first birthday. I've just pulled out some of Finley's favourites here. So we tend to have a mixture of board books like these, and these are books that I like to give Finley when he's in bed reading by himself, and that he can take in the car with him as well, because they do tend to like to rip pages. This has obviously got flaps which can be ripped. If you want to find out about books that don't have flaps to rip, then you need to watch my Amazon Best Buys video where I talk about some amazing books that don't have flaps that you can rip like this. So these are wonderful classic books that we've got here. And then also, of course, once they reach the age of 1, they're going to start to want to listen to more stories rather than baby books. So these are brilliant books like this that kind of start off with just simple counting stories are great, and then moving on to proper stories as well. These are just a selection of some of our favourite books. If you do want to find out the books that I recommend, then you can actually head to my Amazon store. I'll put a link in the description below, and I have a whole section there on my recommended books for babies and toddlers too. We are just in our living room now, and this is where we keep Finley's rocking horse. It's such a wonderful little buy and something that he really gets a lot of joy out of, and Rupert will soon be able to start using this too. We actually bought our rocking horse second hand from Facebook Marketplace, and it's a really nice vintagey looking one, but you can obviously get new ones as well. Although this was only £15, so it might be worth looking on your local marketplace or on eBay if you're after a bargain. Two things that we wanted to buy for Finley when he turned 1, but we just couldn't stretch the budget, are the Pickler climbing frame and the Wobble board, and I will put pictures of them up on the screen here because obviously we don't have them, although I am planning on getting one or the other for Rupert when he turns 1. The Pickler triangle is an amazing climbing frame, and it can be used in so many different ways. Obviously as a climbing frame, but it can also be used as a den, and you can put fabric over it. You can even use it if you have a young baby as a play arch and have them lying down underneath it. So maybe if you've got Christmas before your birthday turns 1, it might be a good Christmas present to buy them, because they can be used from very young babies. They're also really great for babies to sit up at, to practice that sitting practice, to be able to pull themselves up to standing, and of course to be able to learn to move their arms and legs to climb up and over. You can also get extensions like planks of wood that you can put from the sofa to the climbing frame to act as a balance board. You can put it down as a slide, you can use it to roll balls down. There are loads and loads of different things that you can do with them. Very similar to this are the wobble boards, also very popular in Montessori households, and wobble boards are brilliant because they can be used turned up like this to wobble on, so they're great for improving balance and stability. Little ones stand on either end and they can rock them, but you can also put your baby in the middle sitting up and rock it from side to side to improve their stability. You can also use wobble boards the other way around as a little bridge to walk over, and they're great for using to drive your cars over or roll balls over as well. If you're thinking this all sounds great, but to be perfectly honest, I just don't want any more stuff in my house, I know exactly how you feel. You get so much given to you, don't you, when you have a baby? And to be honest, now we've got a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old. I just feel like we have too much. We have too many toys. We need to have a really big clear out because there's just too much around. One of the things that we have started doing over the past year or so, and that I think is a really great idea instead of asking for physical gifts, is to ask your friends and family to buy your children experiences. So either to take them out themselves on an experience day, or to gift you with vouchers or an annual pass for your children. This is obviously a little bit different given the current world situation, but it's something definitely to bear in mind as things start opening. We've had vouchers for our local soft play centre, we've had vouchers for swimming lessons, for sports lessons, we've had an annual pass for the farm and the aquarium. They are memories that will stay with your children forever. Often if you buy an annual pass, our local farm annual pass only costs £50 for a year, so it's not very expensive, and obviously you can go as many times as you like throughout the year. Normally it's a gift that keeps on giving and won't clutter up your house at the same time. If you would like to watch my Amazon Best Buys for 6 to 12-month-old babies, there are lots of ideas in there for 12 months plus 2, and lots of things that we bought Finley for his first birthday that I haven't included in this video, and I will link that for you up here. If you like videos like this and you want to see more, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I bring out new videos every week on baby life, baby play and toddler life. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.